Hey there, it's Dr. Hannah Strom, pelvic floor physical therapist, and this is your 2 to 4 week postpartum movement session. So now we're going to start to add in a little bit more movement to activate the core, pelvic floor, and some other areas of your body like your arms and your legs. So for this movement, you will want a ball, like a Pilates ball. If you don't have one of these, you can use a pillow folded in half or even a yoga block. So go ahead and set that aside. Find a comfortable seat. We're gonna start with 5 deep breaths. This is called 360-degree breathing. We're trying to expand through the rib cage, give some more space for your diaphragm, and start to wake up the core. So you can place your hands right around your ribs, relax the shoulders. On your inhale breath, feel your ribs expand in all directions. On your exhale, feel those ribs come right back down. 4 more breaths, take your time. And breathing in, filling up the ribs and the lungs. And breathing out. The last 2. From seated, go ahead and come into a hands and knees position. Place your shoulders right over your wrists and your hips over your knees. We'll begin with a few rock back positions. On your inhale breath, set your hips back towards your heels. Get a nice stretch for your arms and your shoulders. On your exhale, tighten through your abdomen as you come forward. Inhale, sitting back. Exhale, coming forward. Go ahead and continue that movement. Feel free to stay in the child's pose for a couple breaths if that feels good in your body right now. Again, in these early weeks, we're just starting to bring some awareness back to different muscles in your body, moving our joints, moving our tissues, and just finding some simple motion. Good. Last one here. Sitting your hips back and come forward to tabletop. If your wrists are bothersome here, you're welcome to make fists. This can be a little more neutral on your hands and wrists. From this position, think about your navel pulling in towards your spine away from the floor beneath you. You should feel a little bit of an activation or firming up at your abdominal wall. Keeping your spine neutral, your hips level. Start to straighten your left leg back behind you, and if you can, reach your right arm forward. If you can keep your spine neutral, your hips level, lift your left foot off the mat. Couple more seconds, and slowly lower it down. Repeat on the other side, keeping your abs strong. Straighten your right leg, left arm lifts, and hold. About a 5-second hold, and back down. Continue to repeat that, doing whatever modification feels successful for you. So maybe that's keeping the toe down, keeping the arm down. Good. Extending back and reaching. If you notice yourself starting to dip at the hips, arch the back, or go out of neutral, try going back down to a hand or a foot on the ground. Good. We're coming up about that 5-second hold. You are welcome to pause and rest at any point during this video. Good. Last one. Relax back down. All right, grab your ball from here or your pillow or whatever other prop you have. Sit back on your heels. Keep your hips and your knees, or keep your knees rather, hip distance apart. Place your ball between your hands, and we're going to be doing what's called a tall kneeling squat. You'll come up into this position, sit back to your heels. So we're coming up, squeeze the ball as you lift, Exhale, coming down. Squeeze the ball as you lift, sitting back to your heels. So this is like doing a squat, but you don't have your feet involved to help you. Good. Just sitting back to the heels, coming up, giving that ball a good hug, pressing your palms together. You should feel your chest muscles start to turn on, even your deep core. 3 more. Last 2. And last 1. Good. Coming back down, set your ball just to the side because you'll want it in a moment. Lay down to one side. Rest your ear on your shoulder. So right now I'm laying on my left side. Straighten out your top leg and make sure your leg is kicking back just a little bit behind you. Drop your leg down almost to the floor and then lift it back up just a little higher than neutral. So a side lying leg lift is going to wake up the muscles of your side glutes. This is harder than it looks, especially after you get through a few repetitions. Now I'm also paying attention to my breathing. I'm breathing the entire time, and I'm keeping my abdominal muscles slightly hugging in, maintaining some light engagement there. Last 3. We're going to be holding that leg up in 2, and 1, hold up at the top, little pulses up and down. If this is too much, simply set your leg back down, take a breather. 3, 2, 1. Set that leg back down. Feel free to shake it out. Grab that ball, stay in a side lying position, place the ball right in front of you. We're not moving into a side plank yet, but this is the precursor to that. So the ball will sit in front of your chest. Inhale, breath to begin. Exhale, push your hand into the ball as you think about tightening the muscles in your abdominal wall. So all of those happen at once. Inhale, we relax the abs. Exhale, push down into the ball as you tighten your abdominal muscles. Good, and just continue with that abdominal activation. I like to think about pulling my navel towards my spine or pulling a string across my abdominal wall taut. Whatever cue helps you, think about getting that high quality core activation. 2 more here. And last 1. Good. All right, press on up and switch to the other side. Have that ball ready to go, but you're gonna lay down on your side. This time I'm on my right, straighten that top leg out. Make sure the leg isn't going in front of you, it's just a little bit behind you. Drop the leg down and then lift that leg up higher than neutral. You should start to feel these side abdominal muscles work hard for you. And once again, I'm breathing the entire time. I'm not holding my breath. I'm keeping my abs lightly activated so they're helping me stay controlled and stable through this movement. Any point in time, if you need to pause, take a rest break, you absolutely do that. We've got 3 more on this side. Holding it up in 2, and 1, hold your leg up, tiny pulses up and down. Think about just 1 inch up, 1 inch down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake out that leg. And then you'll just come back into this side lying position. Grab your ball, place it right in front of your chest, and place your palm on top of that ball. You'll begin with an inhale breath. Exhale, blow out candles. Tighten your abs in as you press your palm into the ball. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. So with this movement series, we are working on waking up your core in many different positions. Inherently, by strengthening your deep abdominal wall, you're also strengthening your pelvic floor. 3 more. Last 2. And last 1. Come back up to a seated position. All right, now we're gonna meet on the mat. So lay down on your side, take your time rolling to your back. Start with your feet flat, your hands palpate just inside of your hip bone so you can feel your abdominal muscles. You'll take an inhale breath. On your exhale, think about tightening up the muscles at your abs by pulling them together or pulling them in. And you should feel a firming of those abdominal muscles. Let's try that 2 more times. Inhale, relax. Exhale, pull them in taut. Inhale. Exhale. Now see if you can keep your abdominal muscles pulled in taut and flatten your low back to the mat. So you'll have to tuck your tailbone under slightly. Monitoring with your fingers, your abs stay on. Begin to march your feet one at a time, up and down. Keep your back flat as you lift 1 foot at a time, alternating right and left. If you're not quite sure if you're keeping that abdominal wall activation, pause, try it again, and go back through that movement. Good. So in our next video series, we're going to start to add a little more challenge to this. But for now, I just want you to notice where your core is. Can you turn it on? Does it feel hard? Does it feel easy? Does it feel different than it used to? Just 4 more here. Last 3, 2, and 1. Relax the core. And this time you're going to straighten out just your right leg to the floor. Once again, use your fingers to find your belly muscles. Use an exhale breath to just kind of tighten those muscles in again. Think about flattening your back towards the ground. We're moving into a leg lift, lifting that leg up and slowly bringing it down. Bringing it up and right back down. As you lift that leg, if you feel like, oh man, I can't keep my core activated or my back starts to arch a lot, then go ahead, pause, try again. Maybe just do 1 set, 1 repetition at a time. 4 more on this side. Now notice that I'm just taking my time, being very intentional, moving slowly through this position. Last 2 and last 1. Set that foot down, straighten out your left leg. Let's reset the core. So go ahead and fire up your abdominal muscles, hug your belly in, work to connect your spine to the mat. Left leg goes up and down. Now I'm monitoring as well to make sure I'm not going into a lot of coning or doming at my central abdomen. If you're doing that, I recommend just checking in with your posture, your technique, maybe just doing 1 repetition at a time, pausing and going again. So continue to breathe through this entire movement. It is harder than it looks, that's for sure. 4 more here. Final 2 repetitions. And last one. Good, set your foot down. Last movement today, find your ball. Place that ball or blanket, pillow, whatever you have between your knees. Bring your arms alongside of you. Squeeze the ball together with your knees, feet flat. Lift your hips up into a bridge. Lower back down. Link it with your breath. Inhale, exhale as you lift and squeeze the ball. Inhale to lower down. Moving at a moderate to slow pace. Always moving with intention. Here, I encourage you to feel your glutes working, the back of your thighs, maybe even a little bit in your deep core. And of course, those inner thigh muscles with that ball squeeze. Four more here. Remembering to pause, take breaks at any point in time that you need. Last 2. And last 1. All right, take that ball out, roll to one side. Way to go. You just completed your 2 to 4 week postpartum movement series. Comment below if you have any questions at all.